Starting with Bryce Young will be starting this Sunday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern in Germany as the Panthers take on the New York Giants overseas. Bryce Young, the starting quarterback for this year, by the way. This is just one step beyond he's the starting quarterback right now. He's the starting quarterback on Sunday. After that, there's a bye week. There's discussions. They'll get to it. Also, again, I said there's multiple nuggets of information. There is a second-round pick running back by the name of Jonathon Brooks. He will be made active today by 4 o'clock. The reason why I emphasize today by 4 o'clock is because if he wasn't on the active roster today at 4 o'clock, he would go on injured reserve for the rest of the year. His 21-day practice window and returning from injured reserve was expiring today at 4, so he's going to get a chance to play. He will at least be on the active roster. He will at least be eligible to play, make his NFL debut this Sunday in Germany against the Giants. Jaden Crumedy, same thing. He is a rookie defensive lineman. He is going to be made eligible today. How about it? Bryce Young is starting. I mentioned Dave Canales told the media. This is exactly what it sounded like.
Bryce will be starting this week. This is about the progress from one week to the next, and then I preach finish. I talk about finish all the time. That's finish everything. Finish plays, drives, quarters, halves, finish games. He did a fantastic job of finishing that game the right way, finding a way to win, and really battling that way. So I was really proud of Bryce for that, and just took all the information in and wanted to give him another opportunity to get out there and face the Giants this week in Germany.
Now, I heard that clip before the show, and then I had to start getting ready to move to the studio, so I am wildly excited for this next clip we're going to play. Because I hear that, and my first thought is, it's about his progress from week to week, and it's about the way he finished the game on Sunday, thus he's going to be the starter this weekend. What didn't you know about his progress week to week and how he finished the game on Sunday? On Monday when you spoke to the media? Why were you non-committal up until Wednesday? What changed? Now I know that they won the game at the end. I learned that on Tuesday. So now, yes, he finished well and we can start him on Wednesday. The next clip here, Dennis gathered the audio right before the show. It says, Dave Canales asked why he's been non-committal on quarterback. I'm as excited as you are. Here's the clip.
I thought Andy did a good job when he was in there as well. And then of course, a car accident and a sprained thumb, put us in this situation. But, as Bryce gets back in there to see the progress and to see those things, gives me, confidence to give him another chance. But at the same time, I want to do what's best for the team. And that requires us taking all the information in and seeing how we operate.
Nah, not the best answer I was hoping for.
You got a Dave Canales answer.
I want. Yeah,
you got a Dave Canales answer.
Well played. Why was I expecting anything more? Got to take in all the information. What information did you gather between Monday and Wednesday? It should have been Sunday after the game. But if you are one of those coaches that's, you never food shop when you're hungry, you never retire after a loss, and you never name your starter until you watch the tape. If that's something you have going on. I forgot my favorite one of that. I used to say that all the time. It's you never food shop when you're hungry. Mm-hmm. You never retire after a loss. You never swipe when you're lonely. And it's a funnier joke that way. Anyway, if you are a coach who has to watch the film in order to name a starter, fine. Monday was the latest and that was Wednesday. And it may seem like nothing, but it's not. It has to be Bryce. It had to be Bryce. It was always going to be Bryce. And waiting till Wednesday is not just it's 2 days later. And it darn sure isn't, despite people on Twitter that keep telling me this, it darn sure isn't, well, why give the Giants the advantage of knowing who to prepare for? It's not that. I don't know what kind of defenses you think. Well, with Bryce Young and Andy Dalton, we run a completely different playbook. They're not that different.
It's not like Joe Flacco, Anthony Richardson out there.
It's exactly. That might be a better example. I used to always use when Tyrod Taylor backed up Joe Flacco. Mm-hmm. They were in Baltimore. That used to always be my example for okay, if it's those two, yeah, there's going to be different defensive plans. But Joe Flacco again, and maybe the next generation of that. Joe Flacco and Anthony Richardson, very different. Bryce Young, Andy Dalton, very different, but you don't prepare for them totally different.
Yeah, the scheme really isn't entirely different.
Different tint on the game plan, not a different whole scale color change, right? Just a little hue, a little different hue, shades of gray, if you will. Here's why I'm so adamant about this. The number one thing that was brought up after watching Bryce Young the first two games, right? I'm talking week 1 and week 2, not the two right here. Week 1 and week 2, the number one thing was it looks like his confidence is shot. He was scared to pull the trigger on throws. His body language wasn't good. It looked like his confidence was a huge issue.
It was gone.
So why not use every opportunity now that he's back and playing again to build his confidence, knowing that it's been a big issue? He suffered a crisis of confidence like 2 months ago. Why not use now to build up his confidence? Why not say it with your chest? He is our starting quarterback this week. Why? Because he earned it. Not, well, we like the way the progress went and the way he finished. And, after watching the film on Sunday night and then also on Monday and then also on Tuesday and then also on Wednesday and basically being forced by a deadline to have to name a starting quarterback, by default, we've gone with Bryce. Turn to Bryce. How confident does that make you? Thanks, coach. Smile, wink, ding. Everything this week for the Panthers is about trust. Everything. And it's along those same lines we talked about, right? You can follow the action. It starts with the trust from Dave Canales to Bryce Young. And the reason why this week especially is because the Giants have a heck of a defensive line. And with trust comes playing fast. Bryce Young has to trust the heck out of Dave Canales on the play call. Dave Canales has to trust the heck out of Bryce Young on the play call. He'll get rid of it fast. He will not hang on and give the defensive line a chance to make a huge play. Then it goes from there. Then the quarterback has to trust the heck out of the wide receivers. You got to throw it before they're open. So you anticipate, and then not as they break open, the ball is there because you don't have time to sit there and wait for them to go, all right, cool, he's open, now I'll throw. That's how you end up with Brian Burns doing a dance. That's how you end up with Dexter Lawrence doing a dance, the defensive lineman for the Giants. Dave Canales was asked today what Bryce was shown to get another start, or has shown, not was shown. Not what they showed him, what he showed everyone in the game on Sunday to earn another start.
Finding throws down the field, a lot of it's chemistry with the guys he's been working with, and finding completions, some really cool explosive plays that showed up in the game. Just our third down operation. I know we didn't have the best third down day that we wanted to, but I saw progress there just with the whole group, getting up and operating that way, and a lot of the other specific things, again, I won't go into those details. Those are private conversations in the QB room. So I'll keep it at that. But, just the steps forward, the progress, and then the finish, and that's what we look for. We're looking for that finish.
That's what you look for. You're looking for the finish, which is true. Which is why I think right after that finish, right after that win, you should have known. That's not like, oh, we were looking for somebody, we wanted to make sure he was getting rid of the ball in 2.7 seconds, so we had to go through and time everyone. It's like, you won the game. We were all there. We watched it. Dennis, you were there.
I was there.
You saw it with your own eyes.
I did. I
don't think walking out of the parking lot after the game, you were going, wow, I really hope they won that game. Like, you knew it was in an inbounds, out of bounds, go, no go, black and white. It is an obvious decision.
I wonder if Dave Canales has had the mindset. I know a lot of coaches have this of you don't lose your starting spot due to injury. And that's the kind of the thing with Dalton, like because of the thumb, that's the reason why he didn't start. So it's like, but quarterback is just a little bit of a different beast. So I wonder if Dave was like, I don't want to take this from a guy who got hurt. I'm wondering if that does factor into it some. I'm not entirely sure. No one's asked him that question.
Yeah, I mean, if you have that rule and it's known, maybe. I also I'm of the belief that, rules are meant to be broken. And I might argue the reason Bryce Young lost his job at the beginning of the year was because of an injury. It was more to pride and ego than it was to physical body part. But hey, if I'm stretching truths, I'm going to get to wherever I want to go, and I'll find a way to justify it once I get there.